All right, so but did you ask him for a pricing for only photos? Right, because you're dishing out damn near $100,000 or $96,000 a year. Almost, yeah, it's basically $100,000. Okay, so you're gonna ask him for 8. You have to make a plan. You have to make a plan for 8 and how it would look. Present that first, realistically, right? Once you get that, you have to also have a contingency for, let's say, 6. Then you have to have a contingency for 4, right? Then maybe. Well, nah, but you have to position yourself. Like I said, you got to take the authority position and tell him that this is the budget that we have for your photos, and that's all we're looking for, right? You can't lead in with a question mark, right? So you have to tell him, like, yo, you have to, like, we'll talk about how to do it. Like, I'll give you what my perspective is, and then you can put your flair on it. But what I'm hearing is what you should try to do is you tell him exactly how much you have to spend with him for photos. Like, you need to know that number for yourself that you're willing to present to your team to get them to pay you for. Okay, cool. Now you have the photo budget. You tell him what the photo budget is. If the photo budget is $750, right? If $750 is all you have to give him for 30 photos, even if it's just for the raw images, bro, you give me them raw photos and we bring them to our editors. You know what I mean? Like, you have to, it's business. This is not a feelings thing. So it's like, I only have $750, right? Like, that's the most maximum amount I can give you. And then you tell him that's how much you got. And then with us in content, it's not even how I'm seeing this play, bro, it's not a clientele type of thing. It's like, sure, they're clients on the surface, but you want a partnership, relationship sort of vibe. So I'm not gonna restrict y'all for content, right? If I'm here, and this is what I'm saying, where we have to make sure that you are the head, but then you're also then planning in other things. Like, let's say I come for no less than 5 days a month, right? Even if it's just me or my team, whatever. Like, somebody from the team comes over. Five days out of each month to give y'all a maximum amount of content, and then they produce it, and then we put out the best ones that we see fit for the season or the time being. You got to be able to present that in a way where you add in that. Like, we'll deal with the stay because they're gonna might as well just make content while they're here. We'll have them stay here for 5 days out of the month. They'll shoot as much content as possible. They will then pick the content worthy of being displayed, which can be anywhere from 5 to 10 reels a month, right? You can take care of the 30 photos or however many photos he can allot you for $750, right? And then you tell me, or you tell me how much you want to do for ads and running on Facebook. And realistically, I can show you how to do that, how to do test runs on ads, and then how to make the winners go larger and whatnot, and how to kind of target your audience. So you'll use me on that way. And then you see what happens. And you do that for a 90-day probationary period, like I said. Right? And even if they're really about what they want for content, then we do it for 6 months. We see how it runs for 6 months, because realistically, 90 days isn't enough to see what you're to turn around on Instagram or on YouTube or on whatever you're trying to do on socials. You realistically want to do it for 6 months organically, along with running ads as well. See how the relationship works. And then if the relationship works well, we sign in for another 6 months, right? Once we hit a year duration, then we say, okay, this works, this didn't work. We're gonna either up the budget or lower the budget, right? So you gotta figure out that number that you can give to only get photos and ask. There you go. $750 for your photos, buddy. Half of what you initially asked for. We're gonna give you half of what you initially asked for. We need 30 to 40 photos only. We're not expecting you to edit them. You just pick the best raw footage and you send over the raw footage, and we will deal with the rest in-house. This is not like a buddy thing where I need to call you and why comes you're not letting me. Nah, this is business. I'm looking for 30 to 40 videos. Can you deliver on that with a budget of $750 or not? Like it's dead stop right there. It's not even like a continuation. It's dead stop. Are you willing to expose yourself to people who know what they're doing and have done it for years and get knowledge from them, along with doing 30 to 40 photos for us under their knowledge of what they're gonna do alongside, and we'll work as a cooperative team to get this shit flying. Bro, honestly, you should think about it as it's your job to make sure this shit works. It's your livelihood. Like, this is you, buddy. Like, this isn't some play. This is your life. So me, Martel, anybody should not stand in the way of making sure that you're successful in what you're trying to do. So you tell him $750 for 30 to 40 photos. We'll deal with it in-house. Bro, my guys will deal with your photos, and they'll blow it out the water. And that's that. And then you tell me what it looks like. Well, I can tell you how I would like to position it for content, again, but you also have to bear in mind that you have to present this so that it works for your team. And also bear in mind what I told you yesterday about anchoring. Because once you say eight, they may not bite with 8, but they'll push you down to 5.5, right? Right. And see what the temperament is on Monday when you have the meeting, or whenever you have the meeting, and you want to get a number in their head, like that first whatever. I know you already told them 2K, so you've already anchored yourself a little too low. But that's why I'm saying the 2 months of content that we're gonna push out or try to make, the 10 that you'll have up front, you need to present that and show them that this is professional. This is what a professional shit looks like. And if y'all want, we had real professionals here this weekend who like, you have to put us on a pedestal from what your original engagement was, and so that they feel the pedestal. They're like, oh shit, this is what a professional shit look like. Okay, cool. All right. Now, Rev, tell us what you think this will garnish us and whatnot. But you also have to give them monetary value. Right, so you need to know breakdowns of ratios. When there's 10 people that see a video, only 3 of them will engage and only 1 of them will close. And then extrapolate from that. So if you have 10 people, 3 are gonna be interested. That may tell their friends, but we're not really worried about them. We're worried about the 1 in every 10 people that see this video will engage and book a room. And what does that look like on a monetary scale? So if you see 1,000 people, 100 people are gonna buy a room. Right? If this reaches 10,000 people, 1,000 people will reach a room. And if 1,000 people buy a room, you've already made your money back. Right? So you got to be able to tell them percentages, present it very, very, very well. Like, you have to get that sort of money, because they're like you said, they're not looking for what this looks like on Instagram. Like, we don't give a fuck about that. How much money will this give our bottom line? Because we about to throw out $100,000, right? So if they're gonna throw out $100,000, they need to at least be making 5, bare minimum, right? And at $100,000, shit. If it was me, I want $1 million. Right? If I'm throwing out that, I would love to 10x my bread. But if at bare minimum, I'd like to 2x it. So they need to make $200,000 back for the first year, so they can at least get a return on their investment. You but also break it up so that they understand. So like, it's not just you fucking around with $6,000 only to make little videos, because that's what they're gonna say. They're gonna say you taking $6,000, you taking $72,000 a year to fuck around and play and make some little foolish videos that's not gonna garnish us nothing. Nah, what you say is right, exactly. Just like what I told you yesterday. If it's good on your behalf when you are getting the tools that they did not provide for you. If they were to go and look for the tools that you are about to provide, they would see how much money it really costs to do marketing. But since you do look for it on your own, you found the best of the best, and I have them here, and they did the work up front for you, and they are just looking to really take this project on, given that they've already put in so much work at zero charge to your pocket, right? So you got to position it like that. But again, we could definitely go into depths, but I'm thinking that's exactly what you do, because even if you have monthly retreats here or quarterly retreats with influencers, like you said before that y'all was about to do, you want to have that exposure and talk to him just like how I told Mike yesterday, where influencers are used for dopamine hits that have people excited to come, but you also need your baseline to be very professional and very luxury for people to even want to spend a night here, much less a week, right? So you need everything to be on par with even the surrounding things that are around Pioche. Like, what is the surrounding? What the hell are people going to do once they get here? Show off the river, show off the ability to go to dinner, right? Partner up, give them even, and this is where now you use your connections, like I was saying, to go partner with the warehouse. Maybe when people are here, they get exclusive, some sort of package, because the warehouse is down the street to get to the warehouse, right? Maybe you then find 2, 3, 5 restaurants maybe to connect in and say, maybe if you book with Pioche, you get a 10% off your entire meal when you go to these 5 restaurants. Right, so put all of, right, so that's, you actually need to create and understand how much that and what that budget looks like, and create it at different levels. So if they only want to start with the content creation and maybe an influencer a month to come through, how much does that cost, right? And that may be $6,000. Okay, but I want to step it up a level and I want to do retreats where we can bring in multitudes of people for a while, right? I also want to run ads, so we need an ad budget. Right? These aren't little play things. These are real things that can garnish real results if it's done right. And I'm trying to do it right at the best of my ability. Right? And that may look like $8,000 to $10,000, but because it's going to be broken up for so many other people to join and make this thing blow out the water, especially if it's the first one in this area. Y'all really want to do it big. If you want to do it, right? Because it didn't seem like they were shaky. But make them know that results come with a dollar sign, right? And results also don't come tomorrow, because it takes us maybe two to 3 weeks, maybe a month to get real professional content done. Like how long it takes to shoot a professional movie, years. Right? So if you want professional marketing done, it doesn't just a click of a button, oh, here's money and here's it done. No, here's money to get the gears rolling, so the gears to then make a system so that the system can then garnish you the right result. And you might see results in the next 3 months. First 90 days, you might have some results. First 180 days, you didn't have some substantial results. First 12 months, now you have something you can stand on and say, hey, Rev, you did a great job, kick off. And we gave y'all the bread. We gave you the bread, and we feel comfortable doubling it, maybe tripling it, right? And then that's where you have to then really double down and make sure that you getting concrete, because when you start playing with people's $300,000, $400,000 budgets, they want to see millions of dollars from that budget. And millions of dollars only comes from real professionals and real people that take this shit serious. So I don't think you need $750 for his photos, right? And don't get me wrong, you could budget him down. Again, the anchor. Always remember what I told you about the anchor. You tell him not $750. If $750 is your max, you tell him $550, maybe $450. I need 20 photos. You still gonna get photos from us too, bro. Don't get it twisted. We only doing this to save a connection, to make sure that he feels included, because this is one that he can be included. But it's not like we're just gonna take only video. But if the budget calls for it, then sure. But I'd rather you work with one team, because it's not like we don't only do video. Like we do photos too. You just don't want to kick him out the play just yet. So I bet we're gonna come over there in a minute after we're done with these videos. Client calls have to be direct. You need to lead them. This isn't a thing where you could just fuck off and tell them some sweet shit. No, you got to tell people what the fuck you're looking for, and then people will then adjust what their mindset was already and tell themselves. Sometimes you got to give people an ultimatum. If this is my budget, this is what you're going to have to work with. If you don't want to work with it, sayonara, right? There are agencies, there are content media agencies, there's in any realm that you go, there are people that can replace you on a drop of a dime. And the only thing you need to do as the orchestrator is give them the option to either work or leave. Business is cutthroat, and if you thought this shit was sweet, you got another thing coming, but we need this Aperol Spritz, so that's what we about to go do right now.